Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Sandrine Gressard from Improov. We are the experts in efficiency. So on this channel, you'll always hear about tips, tricks, methods, philosophies of how to spend less time working, more time playing, and just working more effectively. Having more time to do things that are really important to you, sticking to the essential instead of losing time and losing your head sometimes in elements that are not that important to get done. I'm so happy to welcome you here. Can't wait to show you the next video. Below, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and don't forget that little bell either so you get notified every time we put a new video on this channel. So thank you so much and enjoy the show. So this course that you're looking at right now, it will, I hope, that's the plan here, really change your life. And you're probably thinking to yourself, seriously, this woman's telling me that she's going to change my life with an Outlook course? Well, I'm only saying this because I've been doing this over 20 years. Let me introduce myself. I'm Sandrine Gressard, and I have been training people with Outlook for, yes, over 20 years. So years ago, I won't even tell you which operating system we were on, but Outlook has changed quite a bit. And today there are some features to Outlook that you might not even know exist. And I've been giving this course so many times to so many hundreds and now probably thousands of people at this point. I've lost count. But the people I've been training, I have been able to change their lives because guess what? If you spend even 4 hours a day in Outlook, managing your agenda, managing your contacts, managing your emails, managing your tasks, and you're not in control of the tool, you're actually wasting a lot of time. And as we know, time is the most important thing. Like, we can't buy any more of it. Like, I don't know about you, but I haven't found a way to add more time to my day. So here's what you're going to learn if you watch this video till the end. Easy tactics to optimize Outlook. Wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't it be great for you to say, I know how to use this tool in an optimal fashion? Second, a solid tracking system. No more, oh, I forgot to send this thing. No more, oh, I thought I had already sent it. Oh, yeah, I promised this email to this person and I never sent it. How did I forget? Well, because you have too much on your mind. 2 tactics to turn your calendar into a powerful system. Simple functions to triple your execution speed in your daily activities. Now, it sounds like I'm promising a lot. It sounds like you're thinking, is this too good to be true? Why don't you stick around and watch? And you'll see that once you apply these simple methods, you will actually save at least an hour a day. Now, of course, it's not going to happen overnight, but bear with me and let's get started. Is this going to work for you? Well, we've trained over 35,000 attendees in over 50 different industries, and I'm still counting. You're going to get tips, you're going to get tactics, things that you can implement right now and take away with you at the end of this 35 to 40 minutes we're going to spend together. We're going to help you master Outlook really in a matter of days. It's not something that's going to take forever to implement. It's actually something you can do right away. And we want you to be able to transform your life, reduce your stress, and really, make sure that the tools you're using are actually serving you. One of the biggest misnomers of our society is that we added on technology so that the tools would help us do better, have more fun in life, and let the tools work for us, except we don't learn how to optimize them. We don't learn how to configure them so that they can actually do the work for us. So in the end, how many times a week do I hear people go, oh, I hate technology. It's supposed to do this for me and it's not. It's making my life complicated. So if that's you and if you feel overwhelmed, you're in the right spot. Now, who is this not for? This course is not for people who are not willing to change your habits. So if you're like, you know what? I've been doing this the same way for the last 10 years and I don't want to change anything. Well, this isn't for you because you're going to have to change habits if you want to improve yourself with Outlook. If you're a beginner in Outlook, I probably wouldn't suggest you watch this video any further because you're going to get lost really fast. We're covering some more advanced stuff, and I would probably suggest you take a beginner's course in Outlook first before you come back and learn these efficiency tips, but definitely get familiar with it and then come back and watch this video because you're going to learn some really cool tips about Outlook. If you're not willing to spend a little bit of time to reclaim more time in your future, well, then this is not for you either because you're going to have to invest a little bit of time. You're still going to have to configure your Outlook, watch this video probably a few times, and spend a bit of time devoting so that you can actually save time in the long run over and over and over again. So if you invest maybe 2 hours of your time to really get this done properly, but then you're saving an hour a day, well, it's a no-brainer, right? The math is just really, really simple. You think you already know everything there's to know about Outlook. Well, if that's the case, then yeah, you probably should stop watching now, because you know what? Like I said, I've been training people in Outlook for a long time. And I train people who, when we do the live workshops, I ask them what their level is. And some people tell me, oh, I'm an 8 out of 10. And then I say, great. And then at the hour and a half mark at the end of the first workshop, I ask the question again. And a lot of times these people who were 8s or 7s or 9, they've gone down to a 6 because they're like, wow, I didn't know what I didn't know. I really thought I knew this tool inside out because I've been using it for so long. And that's the thing, right? Because we use something for a long time, we think we know it. And like I said, we don't know what we don't know. So let's figure that out together and keep an open mind to what you might think you know, but in fact, you might not know. So who this is for. You want to learn how to better handle technology. You're tired of feeling like technology has taken over your life and you want to take control. You're overwhelmed. You're like, oh man, I have so much going on. I don't even know where to begin. I'm not even sure what my next task is. So if you're feeling this way, this is definitely for you. Are you feeling like you're lacking time and clarity? It's not clear anymore. What am I supposed to be doing with my day? What am I supposed to be working on right now? What's priority? Sometimes it gets really blurry if we don't have a system in place. You'd be really happy if you felt more efficient, more like, hey, I'm on top of everything. I know what I got to do. I know what's next. I know where I'm at. I know what I need to focus on. And you're serious, and this is a really important point, about overcoming your current limitations with technology. If you're saying to yourself, you know what, I feel like I'm not as tech savvy as I used to be because this technology is evolving way too fast, and you're still trying to catch up with Microsoft 365, well, this is for you. We're going to help you make amends and get more and more familiar. So, all of these strategies I'm showing you today, I use them every single day in my own life. And the people who know me well, they even ask me constantly, Sandrine, how do you do it? How is it that you run a business, you raise a family, you travel, you fly little airplanes, you go scuba diving, you volunteer. How do you do all those things? Like, do you not sleep? And the answer is I actually sleep quite well, but I have a system in place and I stick to it and I go back to it. I do slip once in a while. I'm human. I slip. But I go back to my system every time that I feel myself slipping so that my system will help me stay on target. And yes, that's how I accomplish all the things that I want to do. That's how I work hard and I play hard. And I want to share that with you today so that you actually get the most out of this training and that you get the most out of your Outlook. That's what we're focusing on today. So here are some of our clients. We've been around now for 13 years. We're serving some really great big companies, but also small ones. We also train solopreneurs. We train just individuals who need the training. So today's video is really just giving you the 4 keys, but there's a whole entire Outlook course out there that we provide that will give you some really in-depth training into the tool that is so amazing and so full. So I want to share with you what I think is one of the most powerful secrets of optimal efficiency. And I want to share who is responsible for picking up extra time each week for you and your team. This strategy is going to let you manage your time and feel in control. And above all, never ever miss a follow-up. Now, you have probably promised somebody you'd follow up with them the following week on Tuesday, and then Tuesday rolled around and you got really busy, and then Wednesday rolled around and you still were really busy, and because you had no system in place, you couldn't find that piece of paper, that post-it, that note in your phone, that voice message you left yourself, that email you sent yourself that got buried into a bunch of other emails, and then next thing you know, it's like Friday and you're like, oh no, I never got back to this person, right? That's the kind of feeling of, oh, I feel so bad. I feel like I'm lacking credibility. I feel like I don't have integrity. Those are the feelings we want to get rid of. We want to show you how this will no longer happen by putting in place this system and a method that is proven and that is solid. So here we go with the method, and just bear with me. So first of all, I have a question for you. How much time do you spend in Outlook each day? So 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 8 hours, a half hour. Normally most people will spend at least 4 hours a day in Outlook because that's where they manage their agendas and check their emails and do a lot of stuff that they have to do. And if they're not using the task manager, they might be doing the follow-up of emails with the flags. And so they're in their email a lot. We still get a lot of emails. Even if we have other modes of communication, we get a lot of emails. So because you're spending so much time in Outlook each day, you want to make sure that time is used wisely. So now I'm going to share with you the 4 essential keys to mastering Outlook. Let's get going. And let's start with key number 1, which is mastering your Outlook interface. So I'm going to show you some really, really interesting elements so that you can see how to make more room in your agenda and in your Outlook altogether. So let's go look in Outlook and see what we can do to optimize our interface. First of all, you've noticed that there's different panels inside your Outlook. So here, this whole section here on the left-hand side, you can drag it out to make it bigger or smaller so it takes up less room. So that's the first thing you can do here. If you're using your reading pane, then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to also see if you want to increase its size or decrease it so that you can actually read the message that came in. So you can play with the size right here. And as soon as you set it in one place, it'll always stay in that place. So if I go now to agenda and I come back to my email, you see my pane is the same size as it was before. Next, what we want to look at is the icons that are all here on the left-hand side. So as you can see, and you might not have thought of it this way up until now, Outlook is basically 5 different databases talking to each other, or 5 sub-applications in one application. So what you want to do is you want to think of it that way, like email here, you know that when you click in the email, you click new email, that opens up a new email, right? And if you're now in the agenda view or calendar view, if you see how this icon has changed because now you're in the calendar application of Outlook. The next one is your contacts. You're in the contact application of Outlook. And the fourth one is your task manager in Outlook. Now they've added to do, which we won't talk about today. And then finally, the fifth one is your notes. You have a bunch of Post-its that you can use here to write down notes to think about of information that you may need. So these are basically 5 applications. And so what you need to understand is that you can actually take any element and transform it into another type of element by simply dragging and dropping. Let me show you. So for example, I received this email, and this email here, I need to create a task from it. It's something I want to do. It's in Planner, and I just want to remind myself that I have a task to do. Well, all I have to do is take the email. I'm going to drag it and drop it in task. And you see how now I've created a task element with the email below it. So the email is it's all links now. There's not as many images, but the email is still attached to the task. And so I can now set a date and say I'm going to start working on it on Monday, and then I'm going to save and close. And now the email is still here, but there's been a new task that's been added. And you'll see that now I have a task for next week. So the task has been created, the email still exists, and we just saw that the email was still inside the details of the task, and that's been done. Now, same thing. If I take an email, I can take it and make it into a calendar item. So for example, if I look at this and I say, hey, I've got to work on this email from Victor, and I'm going to remove my task and look at this. I have to work on this. I have to fill this out. He's asked me something. Now I'm going to grab this email and I'm going to drag it into my calendar. And by doing that, what's going to happen is it's going to create a calendar event so that I work on it. So I'm blocking time in my agenda to work on this. So I'm going to click on the date and say on the 23rd, I'm going to work on it. If I want to look at my scheduling assistant to see when I actually have time, well, the 23rd looks like I have a bit of time at lunch. Not too much in the morning, 3 o'clock might work. So I could just, say, you know what, 4 o'clock will be good. So I work from 4 to 4:30 on this. And now I just say, save and close. And as you see, my email is still here, but in my agenda, I now have time on the 23rd to work on this email as I just planned it. And because the email was already categorized in as training, now I can see in my agenda that the email has the proper category and it's got the proper color associated to it. So you see, it's already gone into my agenda in the proper place. So I've transformed an email into an agenda item. Last but not least, when you're transforming anything into anything else in Outlook, this is a really cool option. If I take this email from Victor again and I drag it and drop it into contacts, it will automatically create a contact card for Victor, and it's going to pre-fill in his email address. And then if I have in his signature, if he had written all of his contact information, which he didn't, I could just copy and paste the email, the phone number. I could copy and paste the address. If he had a proper signature, I'd be able to do that really, really well. I can just copy and paste any information I want. And in the notes, I will have the first email or one email as notes. And I can delete anything I don't need as well. I can go down and say, you know what, I don't need all of this stuff in the notes. So I'll just delete what I don't need and keep whatever is essential for my notes. So there you go. I save and close. And now Victor Hugo is now one of my contacts in my contact application within Outlook. Another really nice application, as I told you about the Post-its, and the notes function is really great when you have to write down information that is, for example, let's say you know that in your company there's people who have allergies, and you want to make sure that you always keep track of everybody's allergies, so team allergies, so that whenever you order meals for events, the information is there. Well, now if you say, I want to write down the allergies of the team, now you can just say, Frank, he's allergic to nuts. And then Emily, she's allergic to shrimp. And, Maya, she's allergic to lactose. So she's lactose intolerant, et cetera, et cetera. So you have your list of people who are allergic. Automatically, it saves. So it took the first word of the note. And now I can grab this note here and send it by email. And I could take all of this and send it to one of my colleagues. So it created an email form. And now I can send it to one of my colleagues to say, hey, Maya, team allergies, hello. When you order our lunch boxes for next week's meeting, please keep in mind these allergies for our team. Thanks. There you go. And now I'm going to send this. And so my colleague gets it. And you see how I didn't have to do anything. I just had to drag and drop the notes and it automatically put it into the email. And now I'm going to send it. So really, really interesting function. And then you can also, in an email, another thing that you might not know about, just about optimizing your email this way, is that when you write a new email, you can click on your signature and you can, as soon as you're in the signature area of your email, you can choose which signature to put. So you can say, you know what, I don't want this one, I want another one. And it'll take all the signatures you have in your signatures area of your Outlook. And you can create as many signatures as you want. So your signatures area can be a really nice place for you to modify the way you end each email by just one right-hand click. So I hope this was already really helpful and that you learned something. Let's keep going and see what our other keys are in this video that I'm sharing with you today. We're going to see that we have just seen tip number 1, which is dragging and dropping elements to optimize our navigation time, right? So you can see that by dragging and dropping, it's a lot faster than having to take elements and copy and paste and create new things. It would take way too much time to do that manually. So I hope you can see that you're going to save lots of time because I've just shown you not even the tip of the iceberg. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope it was very helpful and you got a lot of things to take away with you so that you can now save more time do better and feel more in control and less stressed about everything you have to accomplish in a day. So I hope to see you soon on the next one. And again, don't forget to hit that little bell so that you know when the next video is coming out. Until then, have a wonderful day and really have an efficient one. Thanks. Bye.